One of the things that I appreciate the most about Native Instruments products is that if you understand one, you understand them all. What's up guys? Barry here, and if it's your first time on the channel, we talk about beat making and music production within the Maschine. So if that's your thing, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. With that said, in today's video, we're going to take a quick look at Native Instruments' latest installment within their Session Guitarist collection, Picked Nylon. But more so, I want to share with you guys a few tips and tricks on how to get the most out of these Session Guitarist instruments. Native Instruments Session Guitarist all have two instruments, one for melody and another for patterns. We'll start off with the one for patterns. And the first thing I like to do when opening up any Kontakt instrument is adjust my window. So I'll remove the browser and engage the info and keyboard section if they're not already checked off. I mainly select the info option if it's an instrument I'm not familiar with, as I like to be able to hover over something and know what it does. And as far as the keyboard goes, I don't have a Native Instruments keyboard, so I can't visually see the different key switches unless it's visible on Kontakt itself. A feature the pattern instrument has that the melody does not is the auto chord function. This is super handy if you're not comfortable with chords or just want a quick and easy way to create progressions with the instrument. You can select your key and determine whether it's major or minor. The white keys represent the relative chords within your selected key. The black keys represent common chord extensions. Utilizing and combining them will allow you to create interesting chord shapes and elevate your progression. You also have 5 different voicing options, ranging in complexity. You can also opt to disengage the voicing generator and have the instrument play the exact notes you trigger. So something like that I could imagine being good for a verse section, as it's not as dense as voicing option number 1. The last main pattern editor function can be found within your inspector. From here you can change things like the length of your pattern. You can also shift the pattern for different rhythms, as well as select different articulations. With the MIDI notes quantized perfectly to the grid, the instrument can't anticipate the chord changes, hence why you hear the stutter. So what I do is disengage the grid and start by shortening the ends of the MIDI notes. Doing so will prevent any unwanted overlap between the different chords. From there, I select the beginning of the chord and shift it a bit before the beat, giving the instrument time to anticipate the chord change. So that's much cleaner, with the exception of when the progression repeats. So once again, I'm going to shorten the notes and open up Kontakt to find which note controls the ending key switch. You can select between a sustain chord, slide options, and a thumb slap. For this pattern, a slap makes sense. So let's draw it in and see if it helps in our stuttering issues. Alright guys, so that was a quick look at the pattern instrument. Let's switch it up and take a look at the melody version. The melody instrument allows you to play single notes with different articulations. Furthermore, you can select between poly and mono. While in mono, you can perform hammer-ons and pull-offs. What makes these instruments incredibly powerful, in addition to their ultra-realistic sound, is the ability to combine patterns with your own playing to make something uniquely your own. Alright guys, so here's a little 4-bar phrase that I programmed using some of the techniques discussed in this video. I utilized patterns, key switches, melodies, and even some slaps and slides. Alright guys, so that was a quick look at Native Instruments' Picked Nylon, but more so a few tips and tricks on how to get more out of their Session Guitarist instruments. With that said, hit that thumbs up button if this video brought value to you, and of course, happy beat making. Peace.